What's up everybody, it's Jess, and today I'm back to talk about how to write opposite genders through fiction, fanfiction, whatever you're doing. We all know I'm a fanfiction hoe. So last week we discussed how to talk about situations that you don't understand and also how to write about characters that you don't understand. And today we're going to be writing about opposite genders. So how do we write opposite genders? To be honest, I find it a lot easier to write for men. This is something that I think is just personally to me, because I like to have characters be characters and be standalones, and like I take a step back. I am not that person, this is my character. I like to have that wall between me and my characters. I don't like having them be as similar to me as they probably could be. I did write one character like that, never again. But it's also can be very hard for some people. I know my dad asked me, how do you write for opposite genders, so this is kind of for him. And basically what I do when I write for opposite genders is this is really kind of weird. I don't really treat them like they have a gender at first. I kind of outline a story. Here is my hack. Don't bother with the gender. Don't care who this character is. Treat them like a person first. What a concept. Hack. Life hack. Treat your character like a person first and foremost. What I do first is I write out my storyline, what I want to happen, how I want it to go, you know, all that good stuff. And then I just kind of decide who's going to be the main character out of all the characters that I've decided I need. And when it is a boy, because I'm a girl, hi, hello, my name is Jess and I'm a girl. When I realize that it's gotta be a boy character, I have to tell the story from this point of view, I sit down and I just kind of write him. It's really, really not that hard. Something that is a lot harder for people to write is to write asexuality that they don't understand. And my hack for that is even easier. Just write them as if they're in a relationship that you do understand. When you start writing your characters as people and you stop looking at them as characters, it becomes infinitely easier. And this kind of ties back into what I said in the last video when I was talking about how you need to really look at your character and make them different from you and not give them the same opinions as you, because that will get really boring real fast. It kind of ties back into that, because when you are writing a character, they need to have their own personality. And that also comes from their gender. They need to have things they like and they dislike. But that comes with being a person, not from their gender, if that makes sense. The same goes for relationships and sexuality. They're in a relationship just because they're gay or bi or whatever letter of the alphabet they are. It doesn't really decide how they act in a relationship. Gay people don't act any differently in their relationships than straight people, except for the fact that they kind of sometimes fear for their lives. That's another topic. Not for this video. Not for this video. When you get into the habit of writing a character as a person, the rest follows. Stop looking at your character like they are a character, like they are larger than life, like they are in a movie or a book or whatever, on stage as a play. Just write them as they are. Write them as a person. Write them with faults and flaws, and all of those things will translate into their character, into their gender, into their sexuality. You really don't have to work for it. That's the hack. You don't have to work for it. You just have to treat them like they are people. Women don't really react to things that differently from men. They're just people. They're a person that reacts differently to something than another person who would. Maybe they're of a different gender. Maybe they're in a different kind of relationship than they are. But they're still different people. They're still going to react differently. And that's what we really need to focus on when you are writing fanfiction, fiction, anything. Make sure you are writing your character as a person in a real world. Even if it is not in our world, even if it's in a fantasy world, a sci-fi world, a dystopian future world, you need to write them as they are, as a person, and not treat them like they are, I don't know how to say this any other way than cardboard. So, that is our video on how to write genders in books, novels, fanfiction. We know we focus on fanfiction here. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye!